Welcome back to Weeknight Mysteries podcast. My name is Yuras.
And I'm Rain.
I'm here with Rain.
As always.
Today we're going to be talking about the disappearance of a woman from Michigan, Jennifer Blackmon. Jennifer Blackmon has been missing for, getting close to 4 years now. She's missing from a small town of River Rouge. You could almost say that River Rouge is the suburb of Detroit.
I'm assuming not much people were there.
River Rouge, according to Wikipedia, has only 7,000 people living there. But
it's pretty small.
But when you look at the map, it's really just an extension of Detroit. So it's like suburbs of
the
Detroit.
Outskirts.
Yeah, and Detroit is a big city. Jennifer Blackmon was, at the time of her disappearance, a 35-year-old mother of 4 children. She was also a business owner. According to news media outlets, she owned and operated 2 businesses. One of the businesses that she was operating was a mobile notary service. So, as I understand, she would go to a client's location and she would perform notary of documents on the spot.
That's interesting because I've never heard of anything like it.
Yeah, because we have notaries, but you
have to go there yourself.
Usually, yeah, you have to show up. But she would do mobile notary services. And she went missing on December 22nd of 2020.
Immediately. Christmas season, COVID season.
Yeah, 2020 was COVID times. And it was December of, so we're basically thinking peak COVID. This is like 1 year into COVID.
Yeah, and Christmas season, winter season.
Yeah, in Michigan, it's kind of cold. So she was last seen, as I understand it. It was kind of difficult to really figure out when exactly was she last seen, because there were some sources that stated that she was last seen leaving her apartment at around 8 p.m. in the evening, because she had a client that she was going to do the mobile notary service for. 8 p.m. on a Tuesday, it's kind of late, but I guess...
And on a December Tuesday. So it's already pretty dark out there.
Yeah, it's definitely dark outside. And the other sources, at least the way they stated this information, made it seem that she was last seen at her ex-husband's house. So a little backstory about their relationship is that, as I understand, back in 2020, at the time of the disappearance, Jennifer and her ex-husband, who we don't know who this person is.
No information at all. No names.
Yeah, I wasn't able to find any information online. They were going through a divorce. And they all lived in the house on Fraser Street. I believe it was house at the address of Fraser Street 500. I was able to find this house. It looked like a regular suburban house. And allegedly, that's where she was last seen. But it's kind of strange because we don't know who would be the person reporting that sighting.
I mean, neighbors, per se.
Yeah, potentially. So, a few more details that are important when we discuss Jennifer's case. One detail is that her personal car had broken down before she went missing. So she had called her own father, Jennifer's dad, and asked if he could help fix the car. And the dad said that, just leave it at the house or whatever and take the daughter's car.
Oh, wait. So her car Okay, I'm trying to have a clearer picture here. She left her home at 8 p.m. and then she went into her car first, but the car
No.
wasn't working.
No, yeah, sorry, maybe this was confusing. So I think what happened was her car was already kind of like faulty even before she left the home. So she agreed that her dad would go there and work on the car, maybe the next day or something like that, and that she would take her oldest daughter's car.
Oh, I see.
Because her eldest daughter was about to graduate that same year, I believe, and she was already driving a car. So she took her oldest daughter's car. And by all accounts, what we know, she was supposed to go to that location to do a mobile notary service for a client. But we do not know who this client was. The only information we know is that the client called her home. I don't know how he was able to call the house. Maybe just had like someone's contact numbers.
Oh, maybe the number was listed there,
On some sort of a...
like a calling card, business card,
Yeah,
or like online.
exactly. Good point. So this client calls the house and informs the family members, Jennifer's kids, that she did not show up. And this was very unusual, to the point where the family started investigating immediately, sort of indicating how unusual of a behavior this is for Jennifer. And I'm not really sure when, but I believe it was the next day or soon after, her car, well, her daughter's car, was found very close to that Fraser Street 500 house where her ex-husband was living. But the bizarre thing here is that she made no comment to anyone that she was going to see her ex-husband that day. But as you can remember, we did read one piece of information. I believe it was like NBC News or something like that. They made an article and they claimed that Jennifer's last phone call was actually to her ex-husband, but she just never told anyone else that she was about to go see the ex-husband.
Oh, that's interesting. So the daughter's car was parked in the 500 Fraser house.
I don't know if it was parked at a house per se, but
or
it was
within this, or
in
at
the street.
Yeah.
It was mentioned that it was there in the street, and the family members said that they have no reason why Jennifer's car would be there.
Yeah, that's true. I'm curious, where was the client's house? Is it like somewhere along the way? Could it potentially be within the same street? Or is it on the other side of, I don't know, the town?
I was under the assumption that it's probably somewhere different, because the family did say that there was no reason for her car to be in Fraser Street, meaning that
She went there.
yeah, she probably went there
Intentionally.
intentionally.
I
And
wonder why.
I don't know. And now we know that obviously the ex-husband has to be the main person of interest, right?
Oh yeah, I'm immediately jumping into that conclusion.
I mean, who else at this point?
I wonder how nasty was the divorce? How bad was it? Are they like hating each other? Or is it like a mutual understanding? Is it more of the on the aggressive side, or more of like mellow or calm side?
I think it was the other one, because it was definitely not the best divorce of all time, let's put it that way, because even when they were married, police had been called to that Fraser 500 residence.
Ooh, that's pretty bad.
Apparently on multiple occasions. We don't know for what reason, other than it was a conflict. So I'm saying that we don't know if there was any physical altercation, if it was just verbal stuff.
Some DV.
Yeah, DV. I'm pretty sure no one who's listening is gonna understand the.
I'm not sure if we could say it on YouTube.
Let's just say
It's something
domestic
about
V.
domestic.
Yeah, domestic V.
Yeah.
We're being very careful here to like not lose our
It's not even
Not-
monetization.
non-existing sponsors. But yeah, let's just say domestic V. So we don't know if there was any domestic V per se, but we know that there was police phone calls.
I'm curious about those phone calls though. Were they made by one of them or the neighbors? What? Like, is it like a noise complaint because of how loud the fight was, or did one of them make it? Or did one of the kids make that call?
So we don't have information about that. We just know that Jennifer's brother stated to the media that the marriage, the divorce was not amicable. What was that word? Amicable, something like that. I forgot what this word is in English. Sorry. It's like something where the two people do not completely agree on like the terms, or like it's not like in goodwill. It's like you're still essentially like having some sort of a conflict as things unfold. So we have some additional information about the case. So a few things to mention about the case is when they found Jennifer's vehicle, Jennifer's personal belongings were not inside of the vehicle. So I was thinking that perhaps there are two scenarios in my opinion. She either drove to Fraser Street and she, left the car and took her personal belongings like a purse. I don't know how much stuff she would be carrying with her for the mobile notary service, but apparently none of that stuff was in the car anymore. So there could have been quite a bunch of stuff. So either she left the car and she grabbed all of her stuff, or maybe someone else came into the car later on, potentially the ex-husband, if we're going to be talking about his potential involvement in this case, and then he would have taken all of the personal stuff out of the car. Why I think it's interesting is because if he did go into the car, and this is all hypothetical, he could be innocent, but if he did access the car and removed all of the items, he would have left DNA evidence.
True.
Unless he wiped it. But then why would you even take this? I mean, I don't know. But at the same time, it's been almost 4 years, and law enforcement, I couldn't find any information, and they did not provide any more statements about this case. So I think, at the same time, even if there was DNA evidence of the husband in the car, would that even immediately implicate him?
I don't think so, because we have to remember that was their daughter's car.
Yeah, true. And maybe that's a good point.
Maybe the DNA is all over the place.
Good point. That could, yeah. So maybe that wouldn't prove anything, actually.
Yeah, that's true. I'm actually really curious about the appointment with the client, though. Do you have any idea when was it? Because right now I'm imagining it. I'm picturing Jennifer around 8 p.m. It was already dark. She went to 500 Fraser Street, maybe just to pick something up, an errand with the husband, to talk about something. That I'm assuming that she afterwards intended or actually went to the client. She just never made it back to the car.
That's actually a very good point, because you bring a good point here. Maybe when Jennifer left the house, she wanted to maybe make a pit stop. She did call her ex-husband, so we know that she probably had intentions of going to the ex-husband's place.
Yeah, she called in advance, so there was a warning like, hey, I'm going there to do something.
Maybe pick something up from the house.
For the kids.
Yeah.
Some documents.
Yeah. And if she parked her car, let's say, a little bit away, I don't know why she would do that though.
That's
if she was
true.
going to see the husband, why would she just park it far away from the house?
Maybe there weren't any parking spaces.
Yeah, what I'm gonna try to say is that maybe if the ex-husband is innocent, that maybe there's a chance that she got intercepted sometime after she left the house already.
When she parked in that 500 Fraser Street.
Yeah, let's say she parks, she's on her way to the husband's.
She took all of her stuff, was walking towards the house,
Yeah,
was intercepted? I don't know, it's pretty weird to me. For me, the husband is highly suspicious, but I don't know what the police said about it. Maybe they interviewed him.
so we don't have any more information actually about the husband or anything else. The only last information we have is that the following day, Jennifer had already made plans to meet up with a good friend of hers that also provided some comments on the NBC News article. And this shows that she had clear intentions of doing something the next day.
Yeah, so it's definitely not a runaway or like suicide case. Definitely not. Let's just throw it out of the window.
Exactly. And so this only leaves us with, honestly, in
The
my
husband, honestly.
No, yeah, but if we would rationally think about this, I think this leaves us with only a few possibilities. We know she goes to the husband's house. We then have to wonder if she ever entered the house. Now, none of the report, well, that's maybe where the one source that I've seen that said that, well, she was last seen at the 500 Fraser Street. Maybe that sighting was made by her husband and ex-husband, sorry. So that would mean that, somehow he was able to if he's innocent, then he was, I guess, just telling the truth. Or maybe if he's not innocent, then he was somehow able to convince law enforcement that he did see his ex-wife at his home, but then she left. He does not know what happened to her
But then
afterwards.
she just never made it back to the car.
Yeah, and then she got intercepted somewhere in the neighborhood.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence. Very strange coincidence. On top of that, there's a claim by one of the family members that apparently the ex-husband was not helpful during the search for Jennifer. Apparently he did
this
not
is pretty
help him.
bad.
Yeah, so this is also bad.
I wonder if the police actually did something. Like, did they interview him? Did they search the house?
Oh, I bet.
You think so? It's
Of
just not made
course.
public.
Of course they did. I mean, I would be shocked.
All
if-
of the signs lead to him so far.
So far, yeah. I would be shocked to find out that law enforcement did not question him. I mean, come on.
But this is such a small and unknown case. Completely, I don't even know how you found this case. Because it seems like such a small town case that it just seems like there's not much attention that was brought to it. And maybe, do you think there's like incompetence from the police?
I don't think there's incompetence of the police so
Or
far.
neglect?
I don't know. I wouldn't go and make these claims just yet because we don't know what police is working with, Maybe they have...
Yeah, maybe everything's like private.
Yeah, maybe everything's private. Maybe they just don't have enough proof. Maybe they have like a good idea what could have happened. They just don't have enough proof. You know how sometimes like they're just trying to find more proof. And
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's true.
And like if they talk to the media or provide any more information, it could like,
Butcher the whole thing.
yeah, hinder the investigation. So we don't know. I would definitely not go blame law enforcement right now.
No, just one of the assumptions.
Yeah, no, I don't think we have enough proof to say that law enforcement is...
No, because it's very interesting. All the signs lead to the husband, but the ex-husband is still free. So I'm assuming
allegedly
he's
free.
innocent.
I have no idea about his current status. He might be in prison.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. He could be free. We have no idea
We
who
need
this
more
guy
information.
is. So speaking of the information, We have another Facebook group dedicated to find Jennifer Blackmon. I think it's moderated by her family members. Now it's a private Facebook group, so I did request access. I'm not sure if I was going to get it, but if I'll get access, I'll dig through the Facebook group, and I feel like that could unlock some more research avenues.
Yeah, more sources. I'm
Yeah.
wondering, is there a body of water nearby? A forest? A lake? I don't know, like, what's the crime rate around that area?
So that's also something we don't necessarily know. I'm just looking at River Rouge, the town. So River Rouge is actually adjacent to the Detroit River.
Ooh,
It's not necessarily in the way though, because to get to the Detroit River, you kind of have to pass by a few industrial sources. There are some waterways there for sure.
I mean,
But-
I
but-
don't know. I'm always suspicious if there's like a waterway
Sorry for the cough.
surrounding a crime or a case. The answer could be there. One of the assumptions, once again.
Yeah, potentially. Either way, so I guess the plan is to just see if I could get the access to the private group. If I get the access, I will dig around, and if I find something, if I uncover something strange, I think we could come back and talk about Jennifer Blackman's case. But
Yeah,
I-
provide some updates. Hopefully,
Yeah.
this would help.
yeah,
Spread awareness.
just wanted to talk about Jennifer's case because it seems to me that it's just strange. It's a strange case, and there's 4 children that are missing their their mother. Sorry, so it's strange, and hopefully, let's stay on this case. Let's keep our eyes open here and see what happens next.